You ever see these guys? The Steelers Dynasty podcast. What morons. Bubba is funny, but that Shane guy's a simpleton. Jamie, pull that clip up. Yeah, the Steelers Dynasty one. Can you believe these dumb Steelers? Fans, watch this crap. Yeah, that's it. Look at these two. Wow. You're watching the Steelers Dynasty podcast with Bubba and Shane. These guys are morons, really dumb, funny, but dumb.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Wednesday night Steelers Dynasty podcast. I am your host, Bubba Brewer, and we will be talking Steelers football, and maybe some other topics you just never know. But as always, I always got to have some help. And ladies and gentlemen, welcoming to the show once again, he is my special field correspondent. He is West Virginia Mountaineers' own Shane Stodmiller. Hi, Shane.
I'm braving the elements again. We're getting thunderstorms here in Western Pennsylvania. If you're not in the area, I just thought I'd let you know in case we lose power.
Is it because it was raining about an hour ago? Now it's okay. Now it's tropical.
Storm, I think another storm's getting ready to go through, and then it'll be done for 9 o'clock. When right now it's supposed to hit.
Oh man, we had a show last night, man. It actually got me wanting to like cook hamburgers, and that's what I ate. Hamburgers.
Oh, talking about barbecue, would you grill any beers?
No, I did not. But I did have a hamburger, but I didn't have any bread. So, and I didn't have any. What the hell did Mark call those snacks?
I had snags yesterday, so that's kind of crazy that I had snags. Snags and sausage. So if you missed it, I think Steelers Kick 46. Tom, I think you might have been on, but we talked about grilling, and Mark did an AI picture of what an American and what a Australian cookout would look like, and that's how we got on the topic.
Grilled
beers. One of the pictures had a beer sitting literally on the grill. Looked like so.
Well, and we were going to talk tonight about like number twos, not taking a number two.
Oh, okay.
Talking about number twos. But before we came on, ladies and gentlemen, I had some news that was crazy from, it's just Steeler news, but it's so ridiculous. Like I wanted to talk about it real briefly and get Shane's take on it, because I want to find it, because it is the situation with Antonio Brown that had comments towards Cam Hayward. Did you hear about this, Shane?
You told me about it, and it has me scratching my head. I mean, AB is crazier than cat shit.
He's just going off the beaten path. He's not even in America right now. Today, he posted a picture on Twitter of NBA legend Magic Johnson's son, EJ, with the caption, "Cam Hayward is Magic's son," and he spelled Hayward wrong. And Hayward responded like right after and pointed out about the spelling, and he said that good thing you can't spell. Let me know when you're back in the States. Maybe he's going to slap the shit out of him. I mean, that is a doggy. He was being disrespectful. I don't know if that's just totally blatantly disrespectful. And I don't know much about Magic Johnson's son, but he didn't have to tweet that if he was trying to be a smart ass. Sometimes on the internet, if you try to be a smart ass, it comes back to bite you in the ass. It
doesn't come across like a joke. If you type a joke and say a joke, it gets different.
Well, he's
funny.
He's wanted for that boxing event where he pulled the gun out. He's out of the country because you know what? He would have been a great number two.
He would have been a number two.
Ties
in. He would have been a great number two.
He'd have been a great number two.
He took a number two, like literally.
Well, he did on Twitter.
Tried to kill someone.
He won't be back to the States. Did he actually? I don't know the situation of that, But ladies and gentlemen, he probably would have been the greatest receiver maybe of all time. Maybe. The perfect hit, just the divanism that he had. Tomlin could tell him so much, and he just exploded. So, I mean, we got what we got. The Steelers got the best of Antonio Brown when he was here, but now he's picking a fight with Cam Hayward, and Cam will probably knock the shit right out of him. Probably.
Yeah.
But also a little Steeler talk before we, dissect number twos. Like, I was coming home today and fucking Mark Madden, he was talking about his list. He has this thing like the Chris Jericho thing about making the list. And guess who he put? I'll give you 3 guesses who he put on his list today.
Ron.
No, he's not real happy about that, but you know what I mean? He probably the best selection that we could have, but no. Nope. We got one more.
DK.
No. He put Mike Tomlin on the list.
The naughty list.
He was fucking saying how Tomlin is not he was bashing Tomlin. He's like, "Oh, Tomlin, you have made a list." And I'm like, "Oh, dude, I know he's looking for, he just does that to be a smartass." And he was bashing Tomlin bad, man, bad. So, hey, Craig, how's it going out in Patton, beautiful Patton, Pennsylvania?
Let's go to the chat to say hi to everyone, Bubba.
Yeah, we got to take his jewelry. Tom, attempted murder. Devil says Cam would knock him back to factory settings. Good. That would be good. So we do appreciate you guys, chatting. Like last night when the two of us and Mark were talking, last night's show like exploded on our side, which was great. And I want to thank everybody. Like, I couldn't believe the massive amount of views we had yesterday. We're about 413. We're 80. Was it 70? Wait, hold on. 87 away. Yeah, we're 87 away from getting whatever we get, and I don't know how that goes. So we're gonna keep chipping away. We're gonna keep giving you guys Wednesdays every time at 9, talking Steelers football. And I had a take that I wanted to a take out of minicamp for the Steelers, which was 3 good takes out of minicamp. And the one good take that they had, Shane, was about Aaron Rodgers in this article. Yeah, said he's still, he's very viable. And he's still got a good release. And that was a positive. And also, Peyton Wilson bulking up was a positive. And also, moving Broderick Jones to his natural position and him losing weight was a positive out of the minicamp. But the one thing that wasn't a positive was Caleb Johnson's pass blocking techniques. They have to work on that. But I think you got something here that we're going to bring up.
One more thing about Caleb Johnson. I read. Back me up or tell me I'm full of shit. I read that if he doesn't get his contract situated, he could be cut.
Wait, I didn't hear that.
Yeah.
Well, the TJ Watt situation is very, very close. It's starting to go, towards the good side. You know what I mean? They say speculation is he's going to get paid, but there has been other stuff where he's not going to get paid as much as Myles Garrett, but he's still going to get paid handsomely.
Yeah.
And that should be coming very, very soon. So, I mean, it's coming eventually. We just don't know when. So it's going to be coming.
That's what's going to seal the deal. And you guys laugh at me all you want, but I'm pretty sure that Giant Eagle is gonna give him like the platinum fuel port card where he gets like 15
and
cents off a gallon.
And Giant Eagle in Western Pennsylvania, they used to have the hoagies were very good. I haven't had one in a while because in my area we just have sheets and it's still the bland food kind of stuff. Like I'm waiting for. We're supposed to have this place called Raising Cane.
Yeah.
Now, if anybody in the chat ever been to a Raising Cane, let me know because I have no idea what the heck it is.
Mitchell had it. It's a chicken. It's like a nice chicken. It's like chicken fingers, fancy chicken fingers.
How do you get fancy chicken fingers?
So it's like Chick-fil-A, but just a little bit. I like Chick-fil-A better, I would say, but that's about what it is. Yeah, Tom, okay. 87. So
we'll get there.
We're gonna get there soon. We're real close.
And Cart said Raising Cane is good to have them in Texas.
Yeah.
Okay. George T said that about Caleb wasn't on the passing team at Iowa.
So hey, I want to before we get into this.
Sure.
So talk about my show real quick. For over a year, I did Mark Rogers has like 15, he has like 18 channels.
We'll take us off and then we'll
put college football. And
right.
USC, Michigan, all these
okay.
People. And I did a show with a guy named Joey. Joey is sick now, and he decided in January to kind of step away from the show. I did a show by myself for about a month, and I just wasn't feeling it. So I took some time off, and I've been looking for a co-host. And a friend of mine's reaching out to Craig Wolfley's son, Stone Wolfley. Nice. Stone was on my show last year. He's Dale Wolfley's son. So Dale did stuff for WVU. Craig was this, work.
So it's Craig. So it's Craig's nephew.
Craig's nephew. So Craig.
Nice.
Craig Wolfley just passed away this past year.
He did. His
brother Dale passed away, I think, 2 years ago. But Stone's a great kid. Played for WVU. Real nice young,
good-looking kid. The weather out in Butler is very, very bad, guys. But and I'm glad Shane's got a co-host. And the Wolfley's name in announcing and podcasting is very legendary. Because you're in and out, Shane. And ladies and gentlemen in Western Pennsylvania, the weather is crazy. So I was just explaining about the Wolfley situation with you. Go ahead, Shane.
He reached out to him today. We're going to see if he wants to do it. I'm trying to get going by July 1st. So that's the backstory with, my channel. So that's
and is it going to be it's still West Virginia Mountaineer Mafia?
No, it's going to be through Mark Rogers again. I'm not doing my own show because I don't want to have to do thumbs and I don't want to have to do advertising. I already have like 15 or 1,800 subs there, or maybe more. I just want to talk sports with someone and shoot the shit and reap the benefits without doing the work.
Oh God, I get.
I do here.
Well, you do a lot of stuff, man. So look back to the buy low subs are actually pretty good. You're actually right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, buy low subs, Bubba. You're a big fan of buy low subs. So am I. I mean,
buy low in Indiana, Pennsylvania is not having a lot of stuff on their shelves. So
really,
yeah, yep.
You think they're not doing well financially?
I don't want to speculate.
Oh,
but
that sucks. That's a great place.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, this show tonight. I mean, we do talk a lot of stuff about Steelers, but I wanted to get in more in depth because there's no mini camp. We got a month now. We're going to be reaching for Steelers stuff. There's been articles also, Shane, about Aaron Rodgers jacketing it up about 3 wins more to get the Steelers to 10-7. And the article that I read had us losing both to Cincinnati and to Buffalo and Detroit and the Chargers. So, and the Ravens, I think, was split maybe. But It was 10-7 with Rodgers. Without Rodgers, it was 7-10.
Usually I'm the guy that likes to piss in the Kool-Aid, but I'm going to tell you this. I think he's a little light. Maybe 8-9 wins without Rodgers, but I'm thinking 11 wins. The ceiling is 12, maybe. But
12 is a high ceiling with Rodgers. Once I get this wrestling show done Sunday, I'll be looking for number 8, and it ain't Kenny Pickett, because I said last week when I say something I have to do it, and it was a hot take, and my hot take was, Super Bowl MVP, Pittsburgh's in the Super Bowl with Aaron Rodgers.
You know what? What you should do, Bubba, is just find a like a 3X Kenny Pickett jersey.
No, I don't want to put duct tape on the back.
And then we'll just duct tape it.
Hi, Patricia. I still have your hat. Once I get my wrestling show, dear, I will get it mailed to you. I swear to God, as God is my witness.
We still love you, Patricia.
Yeah, we do love you, and I will get it out. I swear to God, I've been like, tomorrow is very, very busy for me. Before we start talking Steelers with the number 2s, my wrestling company made the front page of the local Indiana Gazette in Indiana, Pennsylvania. I made front page. Tomorrow, the radio interview that I have will be going strong on WDAD. It's about maybe 15 minutes. I put it on my social media. And tomorrow, I am doing a major wrestling podcast called Rumors and Innuendos at 12 noon to talk about my APWF show and to talk wrestling tomorrow with Dominic D'Angelo, who is the host of One of a Kind with RVD. And actually, he's a podcaster who actually gets paid, and that's what he does for a living. Yep. So he asked me, Bubba, can you come on? And I'm like, yeah. And, well, God bless. I put it out there, brother.
Wait. Where did you see that at?
In Patton. I put one out in Patton because
how far is Patton from you?
Patton is 45 minutes away from my house, maybe an hour. I was everywhere, man, but I cannot put them in Sheets's because Sheets's corporate policy will not let posters put up. And I went to Bob's Pizza earlier to this week, Monday, and the poster that I put up was taken down. I had to put another one up. So, like my wife Tammy says, she can't believe that the posters that I do put up, people do take or tear them down, and it is what it is. This is not the show to talk about it. That'll be tomorrow, where I'm going to be talking in depth of the show and a whole bunch of stuff that's going on this weekend. But I just wanted to, tell a little bit about, besides the Steelers. I mean, I try to do other stuff, and we're doing stuff for charity too. I mean, we're doing stuff for cancer for kids. So I'm trying to raise money. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. But yeah, they took them all out. So anyway, and I'll do an advertisement before we leave today. But let's get into the number 2s. Okay. Now you got this little diagram depth chart, from the Steelers offense now. Here.
This is about a week old. This is 5 days old, so 4.5 days fresh. So if it's a loaf of bread, it's about time to use that freaking thing. Make some PB&Js, bitches.
So, look, quarterback. We already know that Aaron Rodgers is number 1. Now, Mason Rudolph will be number 2. He won't be penciled in. That's permanent marker because
let's start down here.
Oh shit. Okay.
Let's start down defense. Okay. We'll start down there.
Okay. I didn't know. Well, okay.
Here we go. Kickers.
Okay.
So kick returners. Do you think Cordell Patterson's going to make it?
No, I don't think he'll be with the team. I think it'll be Kenneth Gainwell will probably be starting, and Jaylen Warren.
Okay.
I can't see Patterson making the team but I could be wrong. If Cordell Patterson makes the team, that'll be a big surprise to me.
Yeah, that would.
What do you think?
It comes down to money, guys. When you have 2 guys that are pretty much the same animal, it just comes down to who can you get for less.
Okay,
Punt
well,
return.
I can't see Calvin Austin if he's going to be the number when we get up to that number 2 being your punt returner. If he gets hurt, I
No,
would.
and Dante Kent. I think he might
Do you-
be the guy. Calvin's gonna
Okay,
be
so
number 2.
that would be a number 2 that would take over a starting position.
I agree. I would switch them up.
Okay.
Now, someone just signed a contract. That would be Deshaun Elliott.
Yeah.
Castro and Killebrew. Who's going to be the number 2 there?
That'll see. Miles Killebrew will probably get the nod due to the fact that his special teams all-pro ability.
Yeah.
I mean, Castro could make the team. He could be like the Beanie Bishop of last year, but we shall see. But what do you think?
I think that's a safe bet, and I think since Dante Kent, when you go to Nickelback, I look at Juwan Thornhill, Miles Killebrew. They're really not interchangeable.
Thornhill came from Cleveland.
Yeah.
And he's like a big. He loves the Steelers culture.
Can Miles Killebrew? I thought I read somewhere that Miles Killebrew could fill in at free safety if need be. He's a little thicker, but you got Minka Fitzpatrick, Juwan Thornhill, and Quiddell Johnson for the free safety. Castro, guys, for the strong safety, I don't know about him.
Well, Thornhill probably will be behind Fitzpatrick because Thornhill actually, I think, was drafted higher at Cleveland. Johnson could be your practice squad guy.
Yeah.
But like I said, maybe Castro merely hangs on to the team, but I don't know. You know what I mean? Like they're going to cut somebody. Somebody's going to get cut. But I mean, we're only looking at who we think would be, a number 2 solidified, and then maybe the number 2 would be a starter, maybe in our eyes, kind of in different positions.
Yeah, and I look at some of these guys and I think, well, where else can they fit? You have Dante Kent, he can do punt return. Beanie Bishop has done punt return in the past.
But Beanie did punt returns in college, correct?
Yes, he's taken a few to the house.
Okay, but he's never done it in pros.
He's never done it for the Steelers. He's had a few interceptions, but it gets this like nickelback, free safety. Those are positions that are kind of fuzzy for me. So I don't know clearly what. I know your free safety. You want him to be really like a little bit more lanky and fast. Right. Center fielder type. Nickelbacks are usually a little smaller, more play just off the slot. But
Craig wants you to go down to camp and say to Aaron.
Wait, I mean, I have to pull it up. What's he want to say?
No, you go to camp.
To meet Aaron Rodgers and call him Aaron. I'll tell you what, I should probably get Pat Usick to make me a shirt that said, "Hey, Aaron."
Ooh, that would be good. That's in a screen print. Now, like Green said, this came from Cleveland. They don't want to lose any more games. Okay. And Steelers 46 said Castro did return. Returns in college also.
So I was trying to think. So why I was like muddling and him-hawing around, couldn't get my words out, is because I'm trying to process. I've seen some of these cats return punts. Mika has, Beanie has.
Minka's not. I mean, Minka out of all that, he's number 1. Yeah, he's not doing that. So, like I said, like Johnson, Quiddell Johnson will probably make the practice squad or not be there. Like Beanie Bishop, is your nickel back. Maybe Kent could be number 2 and beat out Jameson. But Slay is penciled in at cornerback, and Corey Trice, who actually I like.
Yeah.
So that's a solid number 2, which could maybe start a couple games.
Yeah.
McCutcheon, practice squad guy, probably.
Yeah,
I mean, I could be wrong.
I think your Slay and your Trice are kind of. You're going to see Slay on some series. Trice is going to be in there a few times. With cornerbacks, you got to have a freaking.
Okay, well, Joey Porter's definitely starting, but I would say Eccles would be number 2. Pierre, I know they signed him, but I don't know. Like, I would say Eckers is number 2.
I don't get a warm and fuzzy with.
I'm not a big James Pierre guy. I mean, I'm great that he's a Steeler. I mean, I support anybody that's a Steeler, but I just don't see. And chat can say the same thing. What's their take on James Pierre? Sometimes he's been cut, he's been hurt, he's been, in the wrong position, out of position. So,
well, let's go to inside linebacker and then move to the outside linebacker. You want to?
Whatever you want to do, brother.
Well, let's go Wilson and Queen. So those are 2 inside linebackers. Bubba, you said Wilson gained some weight. Where'd you hear that?
I seen it in an article. That was a good thing in the mini camp. He gained a little bit of muscle mass. So good. Yeah. So and they got him as as a starter. And I like that.
I think he needed to gain a few pounds, but I hope it doesn't hinder his speed because he's quick as hell.
Mm-hmm. But Mark Robinson, that Harrison and Robinson battle for the number 2, I always had high praise for Mark Robinson, but he never ever reached the pinnacle where I thought he'd be. So maybe he could be the solid number 2 behind Wilson. But what about the other side, inside linebacker? Oh, he froze. Well, we got Patrick Queen and Cole Holcomb. Holcomb and Bruner's kid. Maybe Bruner's kid. Oh, hi, Shane. I lost it. Maybe Bruner's kid does not make the team. And Holcomb, coming back from that injury, that was something, very serious. And yeah, that's true. Maybe he could be the number 2. Hi, Afton. How are you? We lost Shane, because he had the depth chart, but we can work through it. That's how we go. I will punch it up myself, because if he doesn't come back, I'm going to have to take control of the ship. So, okay. Okay. No, well, maybe it'd be Queen and Holcomb. Maybe. I don't know. So there he is, ladies and gentlemen. He's back. You good now?
Sorry about that.
No, you can't. Hey, you can't beat Mother Nature, man. I don't think anybody can beat Mother Nature.
Terrible.
Nobody can.
Down for it. Did clean my gravel I put in, which is nice.
Oh.
So we were talking.
You got to get away from that. Doug says get away from that dial-up internet. So
yeah.
Okay, let me.
We're talking about was Queen and Wilson.
We were talking about Bruner, and then you froze up.
Yeah.
Cole Holcomb could return to being a starter, maybe.
Yeah.
But I don't know, unless Patrick Queen shits the bed, which I seriously doubt that. So I do like our depth of inside linebackers, and this could be the greatest strength that we had. Somebody is going to be on a practice squad, because I don't know how many linebackers they can keep off hand, or will
right
they?
There you have
Harper. Devin Harper is going to be a practice squad or be a cut.
Yeah, there's seven guys for 2 positions, but I really think Patrick Queen came on towards the end of the season. So
well, and also too, like the number 2 position in these inside linebackers could be a strength for the Steelers.
Yeah,
and that's good. But the only person that I could see would be Holcomb. If Queen goes, something happens to Queen, Holcomb can come in and then start. So, and I believe he would get the dot too. So, oh wow, Queen is a practice squad. He's overrated. Oh,
came on towards the end of the season, but I wasn't impressed with him for the first, 2/3 of the season. So,
oof. Okay. Afton said plays without the dot. Okay. Right on.
Yeah, Doug says dot. Exactly.
Okay.
So now you have Highsmith and Watt. Those guys. Now with Highsmith, I think Nick Herbig and Highsmith, you don't lose a lot when you get Nick Herbig in there.
Well, I think he's a splash kind of linebacker because when he did start, he's good for coming off the bench. So I think Herbig will solidify the number 2 over Lear. But Lear's bigger than Herbig. But I would take Nick Herbig as the number 2 behind Highsmith.
Yeah, and then you have Jack Sawyer that seems to be kind of like, James Harrison had that duck and he was kind of smaller and just bull rush you. Jack Sawyer seems to be a one-trick pony, but he's been very successful at it. That's a question mark. I want to see if his skill set translates from college to the NFL.
Dawn says he can turn some heads. That'll be interesting to watch him in camp.
I'm hoping that's true.
Okay, where are we? Okay, well, Jeremiah Moon, special teamer. Maybe if he makes the team as a special teamer.
Yeah.
Jack probably would beat out Jeremiah Moon.
Yeah.
I could see that. And I see Julius Westhoff like practice squad or being cut. Because this is the team that's going into camp. People are going to be cut. Dougie said he wants to see Sawyer move to middle linebacker.
Ooh, okay.
Okay.
I don't think he's a side-to-side guy. I think he's more of a,
Yeah, I hope that
works. Angle, getting that arm. I don't know. What do I know?
Well, I think Herbig. Is this Herbig's 3rd year? Yeah, it's his 3rd year. So he's probably. I don't know this is his last year of his rookie contract, I think.
So let's talk about.
I don't know if he does
being a starter. Yeah, he was a good pass rusher. He had on.
Wait. We got a question from Craig.
We talked about Flay being a decent cornerback.
Mark Madden said that the Alexander signage from the Ravens actually outplayed the Steelers signing Alexander, and we got the shitty end of the deal with Slay. He said that today.
Okay.
But that's Mark Madden who's causing controversy, and that's what Madden does. But maybe Slay, will be penciled in, but not a permanent marker. We'll see. We will see. Okay, so where are we at now? I'm sorry, where are we at now? Okay.
What do you think there, Bubba?
Harmon. Look, this is not a Tomlin thing, in my opinion.
No.
Tomlin does not start rookies. This is in mini camp where he already put in Harmon as a starter. It has been a while since this has happened, or I don't even know if it has, to be honest with you. Unless a rookie came in due to injury, which Ben did, but that was with Cowher. TJ Watt, I think he had to, he didn't just go right in. He probably did too. So probably since TJ, there hasn't been anybody else. I think Loudermilk, I'm surprised that he makes the team. So these other guys will be practice squad. So, I just think that, the defensive line could be the strength this year instead of the weakness. What do you think?
Yeah, I think Loudermilk. I think Loudermilk might get a lot of playing time. Harmon, I can't see as number one.
Wait, what'd you say?
Are you talking about Harmon or Loudermilk? Hold on.
Harmon's a starter, so Loudermilk probably won't get too much. He might get a little playing time, but just to give Harmon a break, like it ain't going to be that much, you know. But I mean, you know, and then Keanu Benton. So I think Luca, that's your number 2.
Mm-hmm.
You know, now Cam Hayward is starting, but this will be a battle right here for the number 2. Yeah, this could be a battle because that you know, Dean Lowry played, you know, he's a veteran. Can Black come in and upset him?
No,
and then you got Logan Lee, you know, looking on the outside, looking in. Like somebody is going to not make this position or be in a practice squad in this position right here. This is a very, very your number. You know what? I don't know who would be number 2 in this.
I have no idea.
No, I don't either. Like the youth of Black, can he go over Dean Lauer or like, you know, there's 3 of these guys right here, Logan Lee, like all 3 of them.
All the same. I mean, you could put them in a lineup, and I could watch them play, and I don't see anybody jumping off the page.
Yeah, let's ask the chat. Chat, who do you think would be number 2 behind Cam Hayward before we move on? And because this one here looks like it's really it's neck and neck. It's like 3 horses, you know. But Dawn says with his size, Black should be number 2.
Yeah, he's ginormous.
Okay, Dougie P said Black. We got 2 for Black.
What's he, 320?
99 said Dean. We got 1 for Dean. We got another one for Black. And we got 4 for Black, 5 for Black. So in the chat, Black right now is the number 2.
Chat, we have a smart fan base.
Dan McCullers. I think he's working at McDonald's. That dude was so big and such a fucking pansy. Like that dude was a mountain and couldn't do shit. Craig took Black too.
Well, I'm going to move on to probably the hardest position right now, the biggest battle for number 2, punter.
This is the biggest battle, I believe.
Not quarterback, punter.
Okay.
Do you go with the Australian or you go with the new guy?
Oh, that'll be tough. Look, Cameron Johnson's a little older.
Yep.
And he's a little and look, he's coming back from a major injury. He's Australian, and his price is a little high. Okay, Waitman was kicking the ball, had 1 bad punt all year, and that was in Cleveland.
Yeah.
He was booming the ball, and if it's based on economics,
number 8.
It could be well, no, he's not number 8 now. It could be Waitman could beat Cameron Johnson. I know Mark probably doesn't want to think that because, you know, it's his brother from the same country, but Waitman could beat Johnson in the punting. Oh, okay. Hold on. I'm going to get to these comments, Shane, and let you look at them. Okay, 99 says Johnson. Best problem to have? Yeah, that is a good problem. Dawn says Johnson got the stronger leg, he believes. And Craig says, I think the Australian can throw off the other teams because of the unique way they kick. It was a kangaroo kick. So that'll be something. That'll be a battle in camp.
Yeah, it sounds really kind of nerdy, but I'm interested in seeing the punter battle. But
yeah, that's going to be a big battle because
go
one of
from
those guys is leaving Pittsburgh and going to be a starter somewhere else.
yeah,
They're going to be a
absolutely,
starter,
absolutely. You lose
you
a
know.
starter there.
Yeah.
So
And
Chris Boswell and Ben Saul, you go from
Better Call
absolutely no
Sauls.
who's going to
Better
be the
Call Sauls. This guy's he ain't making a team.
no.
Just to give Chris a little bit of competition to keep his leg fresh, and Better Call Sauls will probably be in the XFL.
Okay, that's a
Yeah.
good take. Now we have some guys here that were injured last year. You had Broderick Jones was hurt, wasn't he? A little bit.
Not
Samala
as
was
much
hurt.
as Troy. Troy was out he was out for the season after like one game, so he doesn't have a lot of experience coming in. Being a number one, but he's going to come back in, and hopefully he can just start fresh and be the right tackle that the Steelers want him to be.
Now in this group, there's some standouts here. I think Ryan McCollum is a fantastic player. I think he's good. I think he can fill in at a guard position if he had to. I think he
Yeah.
is number two. Anybody
Well,
else?
I'm surprised they have Spencer Anderson under McCormick because Spencer Anderson is the Swiss Army knife
Yeah,
of this offensive line.
yeah.
So he could be a number two. He could be a number two anywhere in this
Yeah.
offensive line,
Him
including
and Doug
center.
Nestor.
What's that?
Doug Nestor's. I don't think he's too bad either. But Dylan Cook, I really don't know. Stephen Jones, I don't know. Gareth Warren, I don't. I'm not.
Well,
Those are
Cook's been around, and Anderson has signed,
yeah.
the deal in the season. Broderick Jones is in his natural position,
Yep.
so we shall see
Yep.
that they all solidify all five of them. Solidify all five of them in a stronger unit in the offensive line.
Yeah, I
So
think I feel good about this. People in the chat have had questions and were worried about the offensive line. I think it's coming together pretty well. I think
it looks good on paper right now. It looks good on paper.
We all look
And
for here this time of the year.
if they have Aaron standing up and keeping his jersey fucking looks clean, then we're a winner.
Now, this is the last segment of the show. We got about 15 minutes, and this is the meat. This is the meat and potatoes. Now we had a little injury bug bite the tight end room. Bubba, what are your thoughts there?
Well, I think that they still could look for a trade. I seen an article that they could trade for the Chicago Bears tight end. Is his name Emmett? But I don't know. I mean, they're still looking. Maybe that Janu Smith maybe still could be on the block. I don't know. Hey, Mark, what's up? I don't know, but look at this way. Yes, that's who I'm. Yes, Devil. Thank God bless you, Cole Kmet. They can make a trade with the Chicago Bears, okay, at a good bargain price, and bring him in because
six tight ends into
no. Connor, hey, look, you're gonna have Freiermuth and Donnell Washington because Aaron Rodgers thinks he's like Donnell is reminds him of Mercedes, the tight end he had in Green Bay. Connor Hayward, look, if they can upgrade another tight end, they're gonna. This is Arthur Smith's offense is all based on the tight end, so they could upgrade, and Connor could not make the team. You know what I mean? You can't have your brother loyalty all the time. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, you got Freiermuth. Number two would be Donnell Washington. But if they don't make a trade for somebody else, maybe one of these other three could beat out Connor. Maybe one of those other three are better blocking tight ends than Connor.
The one that would have beat him out, that got hurt.
He would have been Connor would have been gone. If the guy that wouldn't have tore his Achilles, or Connor probably would have not made the team.
Well, that's a big question mark along with the punter's room. You know, I wonder.
Freiermuth got to have a big year. Freiermuth got to have like 8 touchdowns and like 800 yards.
Yeah. Now we're moving into some real questionable spots, like Robert Woods, Brandon Johnson, Scotty Miller, Ben Schroenick. These guys are all listed as number 2s. Robert Woods is the biggest question mark for me.
Well, he's older. He's got experience.
Yeah. They signed him, so recently.
Well, Metcalf is number 1. That most definitely. No offense. The depth behind fucking Metcalf is from A to Z. You know what I mean? And maybe that Rock Taylor could fucking maybe beat somebody out, and maybe could be number 2. I mean, I don't know. And that being a number 2 position, I'd have to see. Skronik is not a number 2, depth wise. To go in for Metcalf. What I mean?
I think Rock Taylor would be ahead of him.
Well, he's a rookie. He's a rookie. So
yeah,
he's a rookie.
True.
So
I don't know, guys. I like Ben. I think he's a scrappy guy, good special teams player. I'd like to see him make the team. I don't have a problem with that. Robert Woods is a veteran, been around the block. Roman Wilson is a big question mark. I talk a lot of,
it's like driving a car. It's like seeing a car in the lot. You never drove the damn thing.
Yeah, it's like a muscle car with a 4-cylinder in it.
I think they need to make a trade. I just don't know who's out there.
Yeah.
Because I'm not happy with Calvin Austin being a number 2 receiver in the formation with Metcalf, and then him on the other side. I don't like that. I think Calvin Austin, as I said it yesterday, and I'll keep saying it, is probably a 3 and 4. If they had Pickens, okay, but I think Pickens' attitude, whatever, who gives? But honestly, who cares? We had 2 people that nobody could cover, and then if it exploded in our face, it exploded. But you had to go into the scientist room and you had to do the concoction. You know what I mean? But we do need another receiver.
You're right. I tell you what, after looking at this, I think, Doug P's right. Cooper Kupp would have been a nice snag for the amount of money he was getting. Yeah.
And Don says Woods over Wilson. Yeah. That is this department, the receiving core, is probably a lower grade last year and this year, and probably the year before that they've had because I remember this receiving core used to be A+. Like everybody on the receiving core, I mean, that was you're going back. I'm going back 6 or 7 years.
You take DK Metcalf out of this list.
If you take DK Metcalf out of this list, the Steelers receiving core is a fucking terrible. No, fuck no. No, my God, no. In my opinion,
F?
You take Metcalf out, yes, it's an F. Because Metcalf brings so much. Metcalf is the fucking Lamborghini of this offense. Because the other ones, Wilson, we don't know what we're getting. We just know from college, and college to the pros is different. Calvin Austin is sporadically performances of greatness sometimes, but he only had like maybe 300 yards, I think 2 touchdowns. So, and Robert Woods is older. So we need to make a trade. And I don't know who we, Cooper. Do we get Cooper? I don't know. Believe me, if we could get the dude from the Washington Redskins, Terry McLaurin, or whatever, if I mispronounce his name, sue me because I mess up names all the time. If we would get him in a trade, our fucking receiving core would go to an A+.
I agree. Well, you know what, Bubba? You're right. We need to go shopping. Absolutely.
Well, you don't want me to go shopping.
Conversation again in August, right before the preseason game.
We're gonna have this discussion a lot, because if Omar Khan doesn't try to do something, there is receivers out there that are unhappy. If they're unhappy, maybe we can get them, and maybe they can solidify with Rodgers and try to. We need another weapon in our arsenal to try to get to that playoff victory. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, talking about
Toyota Corollas or Ford Festivas. 46.
I love that analogy. You got Gainwell, who just came from a Super Bowl.
Yes.
As number 2 running back there.
Played a good game against us last year. Played a very good game against the Steelers defense.
Yeah, you got Ward in the 3 spot. Jonathan Ward, I thought did a good job for him last year, Steelers. I mean, as a number 3, I'd keep him there. He'd make the team.
He ain't gonna.
Trey Sermon.
Oh no, he ain't. If they keep Cordell Patterson, none of those guys in that slot are making this team.
No. I think you have Warren, Jalen Warren, Caleb Johnson, then Gainwell, and then after that, it's just who's fighting for the practice squad. Well, I think they keep 4 or 5 on the active roster.
I think they, and then they could also put Connor Hayward as a fullback if they decide to keep him, because of Cam. They put him as a fullback. Okay. Well, I don't know if that'll happen.
Don, that would be a good one.
But I would say that if they would have got, to me, they could have solidified it, but they wouldn't have they could have signed Nick Chubbs.
He's with the Titans, right?
I think he's with the Texans, I believe.
Texans, that's right. Texans.
Yeah. Okay, Devil. Yeah. Yeah, Cooper. I'll take Cooper. That
would be a good one.
He's
Max Hurlman. He was one we signed, right? We just got him this year.
Yeah, probably. They could shop at Kroger's for receivers. Yeah, I mean, a running game. Look, honestly, if they'd have gave fucking Najee fucking another half $500,000, and he gave him $10 million, you'd have had Warren. They wouldn't have drafted him, Johnson, but maybe they would have. I don't know. And then
they wouldn't have probably traded for.
They wouldn't have drafted Johnson. What the hell am I thinking? Never mind. I like Najee. That's why I'm still.
I like the running back room. I think
Warren, Johnson, Gainwell, and if Cordell Patterson makes the team, nobody else is. They're all gone. It'll be Cordell Patterson. It'll be these 4, and maybe Connor Hayward as the fullback, and then he could be a tight end too.
But it's funny, isn't Cordell Patterson didn't he play receiver for years?
Yes, he could do it all. And then if they add Dino Tomlin, yeah, it's an A.
You're terrible.
I don't think he's making a team anywhere.
No.
So these two, Warren and Johnson got to get like, I don't know, 18 or 19. They got to get, Warren's got to get 1,000 yards. Somebody on this running game has got to get over 1,000. It's fucking easy to get to me, it's not easy.
I take 800 and 400 from 2 different guys, But
okay. Well, Dawn says don't sleep on Trey Sermon. He could be okay.
Okay.
Dino Hangus. Oh,
God. I don't.
I'm glad we don't got him.
Yeah, Shiloh.
Says I watched him. Not very good. Okay, so we got Warren, Johnson, Kenneth Gainwell, and then if Patterson makes a team, if Sermon beats Patterson, you got 4. One of those 2, Patterson or Trey Sermon. These other guys aren't making their practice guys. Okay, what's the big question?
You got, Bob, if you have to pick for a backup for a 41-year-old quarterback, do you take Mason Rudolph or Will Howard?
You take Mason Rudolph. Will Howard hasn't done shit.
Well, as far as the media's telling us, he's the
media.
coming of
those fucking guys. They look. They fluffer themselves up, man. They're fluffers on an own set. They look. Will Howard won a national championship. He's got to get some experience. The game is a little faster. Defenses are faster in the NFL. He's got to get experience. Like Aaron Rodgers is going to, mentor him, which is great. Mason Rudolph is the backup right now. Will Howard, to me, could beat Skylar Thompson, given the opportunity, but he's got to see if he gets an opportunity. But the media in Pittsburgh or the media or whatever, Will Howard is not coming in and beating Mason Rudolph. It ain't happening.
This is the only question that needs to be answered tonight, and this is what we're gonna put probably on our TikTok clip.
I'm gonna
ask TikTok. Chat, you have to answer me. Now let's get serious. I'll look into the camera. Is it Mason Rudolph with or without the stash?
Oh, you give him a stash. Actually, you give Mason Rudolph a fucking goatee.
Ooh, I think just straight porn stash.
No, because the porn goatee makes you look rugged.
I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, Doug P.
Yeah,
I don't know. Now, does Aaron Rodgers rock the stubble like he's Don Johnson, or does he grow out a mustache?
Well, it all depends on whatever his wife wants him to do, because maybe she doesn't like it. She doesn't like the stubble. Maybe she likes a smooth Aaron Rodgers. You know what I mean?
I don't think she's ever been with the smooth Aaron Rodgers. He's been stubbled up for the past couple of years.
I don't know.
But that's all I have for you guys with our number 2. We went through the entire list. Bubba, I'll tell you what, I can't believe we got Bubba pulled away from APW for an hour to do this. Thanks, Bubba.
What do you mean? I every Wednesday, brother.
I know. I'm just teasing.
Oh, you're messing with me.
This weekend, Bubba's the big wrestling match.
Yeah. Before I get out of here, I also want to thank all my sponsors, because I give them a shout out on all my podcasting shows. I got a lot of businesses, man. PPJ's in Indiana. Phil got tickets. Go out there. You can grab something to eat. And I do appreciate all these. I got, Cricket, Shane Brandenburg and Aflac, Brad Shadle and Shadco, Debbie Piper Smith, Yucatan Tanning Salon, Larry Stryker, my cousin Tina, who's in One Group's a realtor, Jeff Booth, JP Building and Remodeling, Steve Gruzman, big Twitch guy, JT Toys and Collectibles, The Castle, and Main Street Hobby, attorney Tim Burns, Troy Fritz and his movies, Lynn Haven Personal Care Home, and Colton Shields in No Tide Films, and Kenny Myers, Famous Halftime. So, I appreciate all these guys. Small businesses are what makes America great. And I do appreciate all these guys helping me out and sponsoring the show. It's going to be a hot one. It's supposedly going to be 90 degrees Sunday in a fucking building where it's going to be a big building. We're going to try to do it. I'm going to be stressed. I'm going to be honest with you. You've seen me. It's very stressful, but we will get it done. Tammy's writing stuff up. Going to be cooking some food for the guys. I'm going to be doing that show tomorrow, Rumors and Innuendos, with Dominic D'Angelo at 12 noon live. This podcast show goes every day. And he that's what he does for a living. And he's also a wrestling writer, and his brother Marcus D'Angelo will be wrestling on the card. So, hey, Randy,
rewind. And also, guys,
rewind.
If you click the notification bell when you subscribe, click that little bell. It'll remind you when the show's coming up, and then you won't forget.
Well, and the thing is though too, we're 87 away from 500. So if you know Steeler fans, send them our way. I'm trying to get new Steeler fans, trying to get them to spread what we're spreading here, taking what we're doing, because we're not your typical Steeler podcast. I say it numerous times I tell everybody we're just two guys from Western Pennsylvania that I am a diehard Steeler fan. Shane is more even status quo. Comes up with some good angles, and gives his opinion as not as much of a diehard at me. Like if we don't win, then I'm crying for weeks. So, but yeah, that's just how it is. But hey, this is the show right here. 9 matches. Doors open at 2 p.m. 3 o'clock bell time. 2.5 hour show. And tomorrow night on the Triple B Experience, I will be talking about that show, all the matches, big shows in Western Pennsylvania starting Friday. There is a lot of shows, and the APWF is the last show in Western Pennsylvania that will be happening on Sunday. Get your tickets at www.apwfwrestling.com. We made the front page of my local paper. If it's Indiana Gazette.
That's a big deal for Indiana because I got shot and I didn't make the front page. I didn't.
Oh, shit. That's not good.
You made the front page. So that's.
Well, I make the front page all the time, but that don't mean shit to me. I mean, it's not like if I don't have a zero turn and I got to have a push mower, and I got to get great value tuna. So, I'll get the Irish to sub. Oh, the Irish, the Germans, the Czechoslovakians, all the Steelers International. I'll put on a Russian Koskak hat. I'll do a dance. And everybody, and if everybody that hasn't subscribed to Steelers Nation Australia, before I get out of here, let's give Mark a big shout out because he gives us a shout out. Mark's going to Ireland, and he's going to be doing a 24-hour marathon. It's going to be the Jerry Lewis Telethon, and we're going to get money and raise money for his trip overseas. And that's coming up pretty soon. And Mark has videos. If you haven't subscribed to Steelers Nation Australia, you need to. Mark puts out great content. He has a show with a Steeler channel. He gives his take on Steelers. He's the most positive Steeler fan I know. I'm like one of the most diehards we know. So, I mean, it works good. Every Tuesday nights, the three of us are talking Steelers. Yesterday, we talked barbecue, and I had a hamburger. So,
yeah, Bubba, we'll do a call-in show in July. That's too easy. After
what's that? Call-in show?
Yeah, people just call in.
Oh shit! Yeah. Well, I got the sound system for the draft. I got 12-inch speakers. I got a sound. I got 2 portable mics. So, yes, ladies and gentlemen, the draft in 2026, we will be doing a show. Steel Curtain Network. See, these guys know. I can't remember everything. I just I know. She's like
lockbox.
Yeah, I can't remember everything. But I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Please hit like and subscribe to the Steelers Dynasty podcast. I will be back tomorrow on my other channel for wrestling because now it's showtime and I'm going to be stressed the F out because that's how I usually am. And I'm going to try to raise money for the kids, the Teddy Bear Fund Drive for cancer. And we also have an Aaron Kelly will be in signing her book, her friendship with Mick Foley. So she will be there. She is the girl I met when I did a Fox interview last year. She's in a wheelchair, and she her vocal her mother can speak for her. She can communicate, but her communication is through her her writing, and she's going to set up a table, and she's coming to the show Sunday to sign her book, Mick and Me, about her friendship with WWE Hall of Famer Mick Foley. And I thought it was an honor meeting her, and and she's very excited. So I try, and I got a lot of people that small businesses, bands, podcasts, independent wrestling. I do it all on my social media page, on my Facebook stuff. So if you guys on Facebook, look up Bubba Brewer and send me a friend request, and I'll add you, and then you can see what I do, because I do a lot of stuff. So thank you there, sir. Thank you. And Shane's got a big party he's got Saturday. We're gonna graduation party.
Yeah.
Yep, we'll be there. We're making time for this. We're coming up. So
I'm singing like railroad songs. Master got me working
all day long. Well, on that note, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much, Shane. I'll see you Saturday, and everybody, thanks for tuning in to one of the craziest Steeler podcasts going today, Steelers Dynasty podcast. We wouldn't have it any other way, and we both like doing this, and we like the chat, and we like the community. It's a great community. So God bless you guys, and we'll see you. See you, Shane.
See you, Bubba. See you, chat.
Good night, everybody. Go Steelers. I can't wait till I show my Aaron Rodgers jersey. It's coming. I'm telling you. I'm getting it. It's going to be a 4X because I want to wear a hoodie underneath. Good night, everybody.